Hello, Internet.
Hi.
What up, world? I've been forgetting to say this, but so I don't forget right now, this is not therapy. Anything said here is not therapy. If you are looking for therapy, it's not here. Go find a professional in your area. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye. That's as much as I got, Rel. That's all I got. And
And I feel it wholeheartedly.
I was sitting in the court like, and I did it. Like that holds up in court.
For sure. Absolutely. For sure it does. For
If they
sure it
call
does.
me in, I'm gonna stand up to the judge and be like, respectfully, Your Honor, duh. Like, what else do you need? Case closed, bitches. Like, give me that gavel. I'll bang it for you, babe. The way that they would hold me in contempt, so bad. Like,
I'm in contempt. Your mama's in contempt. Like that.
oh god, they'd be like, straight to jail. Send this white girl straight to jail.
No, not at all. What happened to bail reform? Like, I'm not going to jail.
Oh,
Like, that's it.
that part.
That's it. I'm over here. Free M. Free my girl M.
Can you imagine?
Sure.
We have such cute merch. I'd be like writing in, I'd be like, all right, so this color scheme, this font, half
No,
such
sure.
little sparkle.
Yeah, please. What do you think? Yeah.
Also,
No,
the
I
hair
love
is
it.
wearing. Can we talk about that?
Oh,
It's blue now.
it's blue. That's right. The last time you guys saw me, I was looking like a highlighter. It was a little too much. It was a little much for my spirit. And that's what happens when the people let me dye my own hair. So I almost went back to black, but I was like, then what fun is that? What did you even do this for? So I got African violet, and it looks blue, it's somewhat purple, it's just
Good.
all the things. It's blue back here too. So all the places where it was pink, it is now African violet.
Very cute.
And the mullet is mulleting. She's doing what she's supposed to do. So I am loving my locks. I've got these little teeny tiny sister locks. I love them.
I was gonna say
And
the internet just wants us to be closer than we already are. Because I was just on Facebook minding my own damn business, and I got like a group recommendation, and it was just your post in the locks group being like, "Hi, I'm new to this, and I intentionally wanted a mullet," and I was like, they ain't gonna let me. What are you talking about? Now they gonna let me in here.
I know. I have locks. Like legit, your curls and my curls, they look alike. We are curly twins. We did
I
it.
live in just like anything Rel does, they're like recommended family. And I'm like, I mean, I get it. But she's got to live her own life, guys. Chill. Like,
Yes. I actually was surprised. I was like, oh, I thought only people in the locks group could see it. And then other people were liking it. I went, I didn't mean to put that in there. So then I started freaking out, but
it
I
must
let
be
it stay.
public. It must be a public group or something.
I follow them because anything that I am into, anything I have, I'm into. I follow the group. My dog is a pyrodoodle. I am in a I love pyrodoodles dog group. I think I'm in two of them.
Oh, I'm obsessed with you.
Like, what is wrong with me? I was in an air fryer group, a
A
Weight
bunch of
Watchers group. Like, yeah, like whatever group that I'm in, a plant group. At the time, I had no plants.
you were
I
just geared.
wanted some.
See,
Exactly.
do those groups overwhelm you? Because I feel like any of those groups I join, it's just like 90% people bitching, 10% helpful.
No, I what I really like about the lock group that I'm in, and I'm like in it every day, people are really being helpful. So people post and yeah, they're like, hey, how do I take care of this? What about that? I was thinking about this. What are your thoughts? And people are sharing with pictures. This was my journey.
Yeah.
So they really are really nice in that group. I really like it.
Maybe it's just the groups I'm in.
Yeah, I really like that. And even for my Pyrodoodle group, everybody's like, "What dog food do you use? I use this. I just got this dog. I'm thinking she'll be this," or and then we get to and then like and I am active in that group too. And so I'll go, "Oh my goodness, your dog looks like my dog." And I post pictures of Amina her before, her after. So, yeah, I have found them to be really really fun and helpful.
I don't know, maybe it's just my group time. I was in a sourdough one and I had to leave. I was so overwhelmed. I was like, everybody fighting about how to do it's just bread, y'all. It's just bread.
Well, right. Like nobody's got time. I think the biggest controversy in the lock group is grid or not grid. Like, so like
Yeah.
this is a grid. So if you can look in here, and so people don't like to see the grid, but it
Why?
doesn't, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't bother me. So people are, yeah, you get to see it. So people are like, that's the only part that they don't like about it. But I'm like, it's par for the course if you are gonna have locks. Like you have to have a grid. So I guess it's too gritty for some people, not gritty, and I don't freaking know. And people count their locks. I'm not counting my locks. I'm not.
No, absolutely not.
Do
I
you
have a
see how many? Do you
I was
see
gonna say, what do we got?
these
6
are
months to do? Imagine if you get halfway through and lose count. You're
exactly? I'm
gonna have to
not doing that. So
No.
people are like, I have 387. I have 294. The people count the locks, honey.
I need to set them up with some hobbies.
Like, I'm not counting them. I don't know.
No.
It might be 600 in this head. You hear me? I'm not, no, I'm not counting that. And I don't care. So what do I need? But I guess one of the things one lady was like, oh, what does she call it? My hair inspiration. She's like, she has 400 locks. And so, most of her hair inspirations had 400 locks. So I guess then she was looking to say, I like this style. What does X number of, I'm not doing it. That's all I know. You see this here? This is what it is. For the rest of my days, I'm not, because that's the whole thing, is that I'll get to have long hair that I don't have to really worry about. I'm so looking forward.
And, like, if you don't have to worry about it, why would we count them?
That's my point. But I think Black women in their hair, right? Like
Yeah.
just and that, so that's I just Black women in their hair. This natural hair business, it's wild out here. This the Wild West. These ladies, baby, and they'll try anything. Ladies have been putting monostat on their scalp. Oh
Really?
yeah. Hmm.
Huh.
Horse, whatever they wash horses' hair with, women will shampoo their hair with. Like it's a
Excuse you. Why are you putting the stuff for the ponies on your head?
I guess they're like their hair is just like our hair. I don't know.
I
I
love
don't know. I have no
it.
clue.
Fine. I was the greasiest because my hair was so nasty. Like it needed a wash 2 days before I decided to wash it. And I was out of dry shampoo, which is a sin in this house, but it was a snow day.
Oh,
So I had to go the other night because I was finally like able to move again. And I was on the phone and I had a phone in and I like put my dry shampoo on the counter because I went to Ulta to get what's the brand that you put me onto? Something
not your
Mothers.
mother's.
Not Your Mother's. I had to get some Not Your Mother's dry shampoo. And I put it on the counter and I'm like, oh no, I'm good, thank you. And they're like, what? I'm like, oh, I'm at Ulta. I really need a dry shampoo. And the girl goes, yeah, you did. Excuse you?
Bitch.
Look at my dirty hair. That's none of your business.
You know what? Shut up. Like,
No, that's
yeah, you do. Your mama. What are
I
you
was like, I'm
talking
on
about?
the street now. Thank you. Like,
Jesus Christ. Like,
you know,
I
you were 10 minutes from closing, but this was as soon as I could get here. Like,
yeah, you do. Shut up. Like right now.
I was like,
My
yeah,
God.
you
So
better give me
crazy.
10% off that. I can't. Like,
Yo. Like that's all I got. Like, get out of here now.
wild. I was like, oh, don't talk to me like that. Like, mm-mm-mm. All right, y'all. I had an idea that Cheryl agreed to, so I hope you love it. And it's going to be a full episode, even though we were just gonna do this and we still talked for almost 10 minutes, which just tells you who we are. We're gonna do a full episode, which is like probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4, however many we're feeling, of our Reddit Am I the Asshole relationship style, just like unsolicited advice segment. I feel like we need a full episode of just us whiling out with advice.
Let's do it. I'm
So this
in.
is therapy.
Not
Hashtag
at all. Not
therapy.
therapy.
Mm.
Not that.
So I have a couple. The ones I texted you, I'm going to do one of those, and then I have a couple saved because I was scrolling earlier. All right. Damn, people write too much. All right. This is an Am I the Asshole one. It says, am I the asshole for saying it's not my problem if my ex and her husband can't afford their kids? I, 30-year-old male, was married to 30-year-old female, and we have a son together who is now 8. Um, when my ex-wife was married, I found out she was cheating on me with James. James had a girlfriend who was pregnant at the time. Y'all are messed. And when my son was born, we needed a DNA test to find out if I was his father or James was. I love. When our son was born, okay, yeah. So James was, as you know, my ex and I was legally the father, and that made it easier when the DNA results showed that he was actually mine. Because she fought to name James his father, things were toxic. So she was trying to make James the father, and he was like, no, 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 we're married. DNA test, this is my baby. But she was trying to fight it and say it was the other guy's baby. James was there for everything in the later pregnancy and the birth. I'm proud of him for not throwing hands. Imagine if he was there, like, just over here, like, I'll cut the cord. The fuck out of here, James. Like,
I know I'm not mature enough. I'm not mature enough. If
I
that
don't
had been if that was my son, it was like, mom, she tried to make James the dad and James was at the birth, like, I know I'm not mature enough. I'm not.
I know. And can you imagine if they break up? You just some random man that your mom was cheating on me with was at your birth. Like,
I want to fight right now. I want to fight. So
I know. Her parents were the ones who gave me the info when my son was born, so I could
because he
file
didn't even
it. He wasn't even there. The custody of our
because
sons.
I'm thinking he's in the room too.
I thought he was in the room too. She didn't even tell him. Oh, I'd be so heated. So James's ex ended up giving him custody of their daughter. So they had her full time and my son 50% of the time. And a year and a half later, they had a daughter together. So now they have 3 kids. This
Okay.
James and the wife. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I won custody of my son 3.5 years ago in order to force, because in order to force more money out of me, they wouldn't feed him enough and would let him wear dirty clothes. Oh, that's terrible. And I only paid child support because I earned more than her.
Mm-hmm.
We had equal parenting at the time back then. So now my ex sees our son every other weekend. My son's in therapy to help him with all this mess he witnessed and been a part in some ways, and has been a part of it in some ways in his young life. My ex was also ordered to pay a small amount of child support, but she only paid a few times. She always uses the excuse that she can't afford it, and that might be true. I never push it because I can take care of my son without her. For the last 2 years, my ex has looked to me to buy extra school supplies and share them among the 2 school-aged kids. So she wants him to buy school supplies for all her other kids so they can split them.
Absolutely not.
I have always ignored those requests and sent my son with the supplies and the donated to a few his class suggested. I have never bought a single thing for the other children in my ex's household. 2 weeks ago, my son had a small surgery and my ex showed up. She brought up the school supplies issue and asked me to please be decent about it and get some supplies for her girls because they couldn't afford them. She told me they struggle to support the kids they have as is, and their other kids suffer. I tried to move away from her, but she followed me to another table. So I told her I don't care if they can't afford their other kids. I told her that her other children are not my responsibility and she needs to figure something else out. I told her she already denied our kid food and tried to get money out of me. She lost most of her time, and as a result, um, and lost all her time as a result of this behavior. It's my priority, and my priority was not the kid, but she keeps having kids anyways. I told her I would not discuss it with her again, and I haven't, but she has sent many messages throughout the co-parenting app the courts have ordered us to use, where she calls me an asshole and not a good dad to our kid. My lawyer knows and tells me to keep ignoring her. And for those who might wonder, this will not remove her visitation with him. It was difficult enough to get primary custody after her denying my son food and trying to make me pay more. Unless my son is older and doesn't want to see her or CPS removes the other kids, nothing will change in regards to visitation. Knowing all of this, am I the asshole?
No,
No.
like, but I'm confused. Like, did you just want to air her dirty laundry? Because you and everybody else know and can see that you're not the asshole here. Like, what? I'm confused. I'm missing something.
I don't know if you feel this way, but I've had this conversation with a few people in my life that I feel like even when they're showing up well for their kids, if someone says to you, "Oh, like you're a bad dad or you're a bad mom," that shit cuts so deep
Okay. I know
and
what
they
you're
start to
saying.
question everything. I'm
Okay.
wondering if you think maybe that's happening because, like, or if it's just like, you know, how someone you were with and they hurt you and they just keep following up and asking and asking and asking, and the kids aren't going to have a soft spot and you're going to let them suffer. And like, I
Got
wonder
it.
if
So
there's
he really
guilt.
got it. So
What do
he's looking for okay. All right. Okay. I'm with you. I'm tracking. So yeah, no, 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 you are not the asshole. And I would get rid of that lawyer because I
you
would be having conversation about harassment and I would take that I would do to her what I know she would do to me on the other side. You know what I mean? I think she's already shown us who exactly she is.
Mhm.
Um that she would cheat on you and try to, make this baby be not be yours, not allow you at the birth, all these different things. So she goes out of her way to hurt you. She'll use her kid to hurt you.
Yeah.
So I think that no, I would say somebody's gonna tell her to stop abusing the app. And so I would then like shut it off or whatever. And then if they bring me into court, I'd go, I couldn't handle all of this.
Yeah. My therapist said this was too much for me.
Yeah, like I absolutely I would not engage with her if I didn't have to.
And it's definitely possible. I don't think you're wrong, right? Like, I feel like when stuff like this is happening and it feels like it's hard to make it stop and it's out of your control and you're just so mad, I could see, and they have nobody else to talk to about it because everyone's like, I know she's the worst. Like, stop telling me. I could see him being like, I need to just spill all the dirty laundry because I'm so mad. Am I the asshole? So random strangers on the internet will be like, no, it's her. She's the worst. Like, I don't think you're wrong there, but I'm devil's advocate. I'm wondering if it's maybe a little bit of both or one or the other,
Sure.
right?
Now that you have shared and I'm like, you're right. I get it. You know what I mean? That is a lot. I think, you are out here trying to do the very best. And I'm sure that some people will say, "Oh, but the kids," right? People go, "Oh,
But
but
my thing
but
is, he's not a
exactly.
charity.
He's not
You're not
those
having charities. Go to the
exactly.
school and get some support. Go wait online like everybody else for a social worker and see what you qualify for.
Well, also, but I'm confused. Why James can't work 2 jobs? Why are you cheated on me with this man, had his baby. Let me talk about my daughters. I don't give a hoot nanny about you nor your daughters. How about that? I only care
Mhm.
about my kid and I'm allowed to only care about my kid.
Yeah.
And so here we go. I'm gonna share my truth, and that I have 4 children, and they have 3 different fathers. So my oldest kid has a dad, my second kid has a dad, and then the 2 younger ones have the same dad. So at a time, I have 4 kids in here, and their fathers paid child support when we were married, so there was money coming in or whatever. But I would never make and say to one of my
Pay
baby
for these other
fathers,
kids.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, hey, Judah and Jolie are in here, so what you got on this? Like, absolutely not. Like,
That is like it makes me laugh because it's so like the balls on this chick. Are
that's
you
what I'm saying.
kidding
Like,
me?
for real.
Like,
What?
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 Oh, I got these other kids. Excuse you?
I don't care nothing about that uterus or that crunchy coochie you got over there. I don't care about none of it. You understand? Okay.
Yeah, crunchy coochie. Oh no. We going straight to hell. I hope you know that.
I told you how me and Lou go way back, so we gonna be all right in there. Lou got the good food
They don't
truck.
let me go at least up first. I'm like, listen. You know I ain't good. You know I'm good for it. What you mean?
I'm telling you, I'm gonna be up there like Peter. Pete, I'm telling you, when he have my list, and I'm like, Pete, listen to him. And I'm like, Pete, okay, so this time I could no, because listen, that ain't have nothing to do with me. I'm gonna be explaining. All right, turn to the back. See the good stuff? Like
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
definitely gonna be more in the back.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, but no, like this lady's crazy.
Yeah.
And sir, she is she is exactly what you think she is.
Mhm.
Um, and I would say selfish and entitled, right? So whatever you think she is, I just want to add selfish and entitled to that as well,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
you look crazy. And here's the other thing, really. And I'm like, I was being silly before, but also she had no consideration for that man's feelings. You know what I
None.
mean? That man wanting to be a dad, so I'm just like, no, you don't get to. No, no, you're off the hook, sir. You don't have to help them churn out. They and that's on her, and you don't have to give a donation or anything.
I am frozen. I don't know why. Hold on.
I'm like, Emily, hello.
Frozen. Hold on.
And we'll be right back. There we go.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. I was frozen. I could still see you, and I could also see that I was frozen. I feel like it was almost my own version of like an outer body experience. Like I was like, I can see me. I'm
That's right.
dead. Anyways, you're 1,000% right though. The audacity, the audacity. I cannot. All right, we ready for our next one?
Ready.
Okay. It says, how do I, 34 female, navigate my work Christmas party with my 35 male boyfriend? I work in an industry that is male dominated. I'm one of only 3 women working in my department of over 200 people. I've spent years working to the highest standard possible, training, schooling, taking on specialized, highly skilled positions while navigating the relentless harassment and skepticism from a lot of men in the industry. Boo. I landed a job at an extremely reputable company a year and a half ago, and I couldn't be happier. I've received a big promotion over the summer and have been able to lead jobs at previous companies that routinely denied me, even though I was capable. And overall, I feel like this is somewhere I can finally grow. They only have a Christmas party every 2 years. This is my first one, and I want to see it as an opportunity to network, as higher ups will be there and they will always be scouting out their best. I'd like to make a good impression and also just have some fun. My boyfriend works in the same industry, but at a different company, and has a tendency to always want to one up me. I got a promotion, and while he says he's proud, I could tell he's jealous. If I do something at work that I tell him I'm proud of, he'll then immediately tell me something that he's doing that's somehow better in his mind. I'm always supportive, so it feels like he just wants to brush me off without being rude. Ever since I got my promotion, he keeps saying that he should apply at my company. He actually made fun of it when I got the job for some reason. And honestly, I've been evading it because he has a habit of being very confrontational with people, and I don't want it reflecting on me poorly. At his job, he's the happiest when it's the insert his name here show. So that I'm worried that that will happen at this party. I'm not sure how to avoid it, and I was hoping someone has advice on how to navigate this. I don't want to be bulldozed at this party. My boyfriend has a tendency to dominate all conversations and make it all about him. I'm worried he will do this at my Christmas party, where I would like to network and see it as a place I can grow. I'm looking for advice on how to avoid him bulldozing me. Girl, this ain't about the party. This is about him. He's
Yeah.
the worst.
I'm trying to understand, like,
Why
how
do
then do
you
you stay in this relationship? Like, how?
I don't care if it's Christmas party, Hanukkah party, 4th of July, or New Year's. Why do you want to be with this man? He sounds terrible.
Right. I like
I
I
don't get
think
it.
that's what I'm saying. Like That's what I'm confused about. Like, I'm just confused, like, how do I navigate this? He bulldozes, he makes fun of,
He
he
wants
makes
to
fun of
take your
me.
success
He
away.
says,
Yeah, like,
yeah, he's gonna apply at my job. Um,
to outdo you in some way. Like, why do we wanna be with this man?
I don't know.
This
I
is like
like
a bad rom-com, but instead of going from enemies to lovers, they go from lovers to enemies? I don't really get it.
he never saw that. Listen, he never saw
Really?
value in her. He never saw value in her. Again, sometimes, and this is the part, so listen to me, darling, when I tell you this. He didn't really choose you. He just looked
Mhm.
around the room and he went, "She'll do." And that's really where y'all are at. He
And
doesn't value your opinion or
my thing is, and that never made you any less valuable or any less worthy. That's a full reflection of him and
absolutely.
with you. Like, I feel like sometimes people realize what you're saying because it is true, and then they go, "Well, he didn't pick me, which means I'm not pickable."
Right. Right. And so
Yeah,
that's not what we're
that's not what
saying
it
at
is.
all.
He's a schmuck.
Exactly. And you are absolutely pickable. But I mean, like you said, take Christmas party out of this.
Yeah,
How are you navigating your life like this? What is it going to look like if y'all have kids together? What other big moments? So think about this for a minute. You talking about wanting to make a good impression. Let's say you make the best impression and you go
mhm,
on a great trajectory and now you're getting an award somewhere and it's all about you and not about him. How is he going to behave on your biggest nights? When it's time for him to be your biggest supporter, can he do it? And happily and with the freaking smile on his face, because it don't seem like he can, and that only tells me that this ain't the either you're gonna be have to be comfortable being his number two, darling,
yeah,
or you got to be without him.
yeah. And
Oh,
my
and let me also say this. I think, and because I want to be fair, and I do not want to also be like, girl, like leave him, girl. I want to say, have you had this conversation with him?
Mhm.
Because he may not be aware that
Yeah.
he takes up the room this
Some
way.
people are just so competitive that they stop. They never stop to pause and be like, "Oh, the way I act affects other people."
Exactly. Like, right? And because that could
Especially
be his
especially white men.
well,
I mean, I hate to be that girl, but
yeah. But he could be so insecure that he's not aware of how he's showing up in other spaces. So I don't I want to go out and say I believe that she's had this conversation. I want to say that on the inside, but I
but
really don't
I'm not
know.
sure. I don't my gut says she hasn't because for whatever reason, I feel like really strong women in strong leadership roles at work are sometimes insecure about how strong they are and show up weaker in their relationships. And that's a bold claim, but I see it all the time. I feel like they've been told that they're a bitch, that they're too much, that they're too loud, that they have too many opinions, that when it comes to romantic relationships, they subconsciously make themselves smaller.
I
And
will
yeah.
I'm gonna go. Here I go. And it's I'm like,
No,
oh
you heard
God.
what I just said. Do you think?
Why is this my life? I'm just like, why, Lord?
Yeah.
But I will tell you that I was just in therapy having this conversation actually just before we got on. I find that men are attracted to me because I think they think I'm like a wild animal, right? Like they're like this wild boar. I've got purple hair with a mullet, like, and I'm loud, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to everybody that like. So it's just a thing, and men are attracted to that. But I also have found in my relationships that while they're attracted to it, when they get it, it seems a bit much, and they would like for me to then temper it. And they're like, "Why you got to be so loud? How come you got to be so bold? How come you got to be so in people's faces?" I was all that before you ever met me, and you came over here. So what are we really talking about?
Mhm.
And so for me, because that is going on in my personal life, and I'm a boss in other spaces,
1,000%.
but I think internally it causes me to question everything because the people closest to me are saying I'm too much, and I'm too loud, too big, I'm too many, all the things. And so it makes me question, and that's been part of the struggle, has been, am I too much, or am I just being me, and that's just what it is, and people got to learn to take it or leave it. Now, y'all know, I done told the people, thank you so much. I done told the people, this is who I am, so you got to take it or you got to leave it, but somehow it still leaves remnants of me having to question now how I'm showing up. Am I too much, or am I just being who I am? So, yeah. Mhm.
I get it. I get
Mhm.
it. I've had my own version of that. I've had my own version of that. And I think more recently had that version in how I showed up and wanting to make friends. Like I remember vividly walking on the trail with you and telling you like I don't have any friends. And she was like, "What are you talking about? You're walking with me." And I said, "Yes, but outside of you, like I don't know how to make friends. Like I really struggle because I feel like too much." And you were like, "Girl, shut up. Like, don't what are you talking about?" Like
All the way.
mhm.
Yeah, because people that love you, that support you, that, they want to see you happy, and they want to see you in your most authentic version of yourself. I don't want an Emily that is any different than
Yeah.
the Emily that I know. And I know, for me, that is the part that people, I guess, they appreciate, is that I am who I am. And
I
so
was gonna say, I don't want a different version of Rel. I want this Rel.
right,
I
like,
mean, you're off your game. I'm like, "What's up? Where's"
yes.
you know what I
Me
mean? It's just
and
what
this
it is.
highlighter hair. So yeah, and so for her, but yeah, you got to have the conversation, and so I can walk you through, cuz mama's had that conversation recently.
Yeah,
And it goes a little something like this. Listen, the way that I experience you when we are out and about, you have been very competitive, and you seem to swallow up the room, and that is something I feel like I am unable to navigate and manage with you in those spaces. And this party, I really want to be on top of my game, and I don't want to have to worry about how you're showing up. So, I'm going to go, and I think it's best if you stay home.
perfect. Perfection.
And then you'll go from there, and he can say, I was, because what he might say is, I wasn't aware that was showing up that way. He
Yeah,
could. And then he could say, "Oh, babe, I wasn't aware. I want to support you, and I'm going to work on it. So I'll make sure to follow your lead. I'll let you lead, and I won't. So, but you got to have the conversation to be able to have that, for him to say something, because we don't know what's going on with him.
and then she'll know for sure. She'll know where she's at.
Yep.
Because some people do choose to do better and be better and fix things, and some people don't, right? Just because someone is capable of change doesn't mean they will change.
Say so.
You know what I mean? So at least you'll have all the answers. I love making decisions for a well-educated place. I want all the info, and then I'm gonna make a decision that I know is gonna be good for me.
That part, that's gonna be good for me. And, so yeah, and you love him, it seems like, or want to be with him. So I think that's the thing. For a society that just loves marriage, not so big on the communication in the relationship.
Yeah, not so much. Not so
Yeah, the people are like, yeah, I'll marry him, but I won't tell him how I feel. The
but I
fuck
won't
is
talk
going
to
on?
yeah, no, it's wild. And my thing is, y'all will stand up at this altar with 350 people behind you and say the mushiest, gushiest, outlandish shit. But behind closed doors, you can't be like, hey, that hurt my feelings. Come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
Right. Do so much better, guys. Like, do so much better.
We got one more in us?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay.
Do it.
This one is relationship as well. It says, my girlfriend, 25 female, and I, 26 male, have been in a relationship for almost 6 years. Recently, I found out that over Thanksgiving holiday break, she secretly met up with a longtime guy friend of hers, who, in her own words, is someone she'll always have a soft spot for. I saw a text come from her best friend of a picture of my girlfriend, her best friend and the longtime friend and her best friend's boyfriend. So it was like the best friend, the boyfriend, his girlfriend, and this guy.
And this guy. So a double date with her bestie. Got it.
Yeah, check. We slid away from that message and I acted like I hadn't seen it. Yikes. For context, my girlfriend and I have had a rocky last couple of months. She went through my phone at one point and now has started to stalk my social media following and bank transaction. This came out of nowhere, and I assumed she was just dealing with some insecurity. Now, after this, I'm starting to wonder if this behavior started happening because she was feeling guilty herself. A couple of days after seeing the picture, I decided to snoop through her phone, which I know isn't right, but something felt off.
Mhm.
I discovered that she had been planning to see him at some point over the break, and it just so happened that for time's sake that this event was chosen. He picked her up and took her to this event for ease, in my girlfriend's words. That's the part that really bothered me, is that I had if I had known about the event, but I was told that I had known about my told by my girlfriend that it would just be her going out for drinks with her best friend and the best friend's boyfriend. There was zero mention at any point of the longtime guy friend going to the event before and after the event happened. In her messages with her best friend before the event, she had told her best friend that the guy was picking her up and coming. The best friend was responding, "Ooh," and other things like that. And other things like she knew it was wrong and not a response someone would give with her friend that was coming to the event. So it sounded like the best friend was like, "Ooh, yeah, is that what you want to do? Like, I don't know about that." My girlfriend even said, "This is what I've needed all year." I'm just unsure what I'm supposed to do at this point. I love her, and this has really shaken my trust in her. My girlfriend has been accusing me of being secretive recently, but has found nothing on my phone and no shady activities elsewhere. I don't have anything to hide, but I'm also starting to believe that this controlling behavior came out of nowhere due to her own actions and guilt. I'm looking for advice on next steps. Do I confront her? Do I walk away? Any help is appreciated.
Well, I think that you have to decide what you want to do in the long term, right? Because I think, like, okay, you confront her and then what? Now, if she comes out and says, yes, I've been cheating or thinking about cheating or whatever, you know also in your mind whether you believe her, whether you don't. So I think like you gotta figure that part out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't just leave. Leave for what? I mean, and I think she's trying to see what's up with old boy if she hasn't already. So, you know what I mean? He seemed like
Yeah.
he might be the one that got away. And so she's circling the block trying to, see what's the goings on over there. I just need this. So, and are you going to believe her if she says, "No, I haven't done anything with him, but I was thinking about it," or whatever the case may be? So I
And
think you
my
got to
thing is
figure out.
too, like, outside of that, I think he's also struggling with the fact that he lied or that she lied.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
You
Yeah,
know?
like you got to
He's
figure that
trying
out.
to fact that, like, even that he was going. So whether they've been together, not been together, it's flirty, it's not, you lied and you didn't say he was going and he picked you up for the event.
Exactly.
It's not like he
And that's
happened to be there and we took a picture together. He took you.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Even if she said what no, it's not the case, can you believe her and move on from that? Because
Yeah.
and that's why I'm saying just go in. I think you gotta figure that part out as
Yeah.
you go to confront because
But you gotta confront. You gotta have a conversation. You're
have
gonna have
to.
such unanswered questions if you don't.
Yeah.
If you just walk away, it's gonna be the what if, was I too mad? They're gonna do all of that.
Again, here I go with my I'm
I
just who I am. Again, no secret, I cheated in my relationship. I did that. And he was asking and I was denying. Gonna put that out there real quick. So in essence, and I hindsight is 2020. I was gaslighting him. And he knew. I believe that he knew. But I think he wanted to know if I would be honest. And at that time in my life, I was going to take that with me to the grave. I was not going to be honest. He could have had a picture and I still would have denied it. So that's just where I was. Fine. But also he would have stayed. Even he would have stayed, he would have stayed, I know he would have stayed because I was the one that ended, our situation. So, I think that's just it. He knew that he was going to stay.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, he knew that, which also, he confronted, but very gingerly, very, and it wasn't really about that thing, it was about something else. So, he wanted me to, I don't think he wanted honesty, because I think he wanted to stay.
Yeah. I could see that. I could
And
totally.
sometimes, and no, and legitimately, like, and I'm not saying like what a sucker. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying I understand that what he understood our marriage to be, and what it was we were a family. We had children, we had a house, we had a dog and a fucking cat. Like, we
Yeah.
were a family. And to break that up, what does that mean for him? He was a stepfather, so he had no idea what I let him see, the children that weren't his. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes for him, he thought about, and then the dissolution, and who am I if I'm not with this family? Sometimes that's very scary, to have to think about. So I think that he wanted to be a family, and that was most important to him, and he deal with whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also just feel the need to throw in as well,
Mhm.
like, you spun this very lovely view for him, but I also want to add that there was a reason that you strayed.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Many a reason, there was
Yes.
many a conversation,
Yes.
like,
There was a lot, yes.
I want different, and he was like, "You gon this is gonna be just like it is, and you gonna suck it up because we already doing this, and we married, and this is what it is. You already
Yes.
signed the dotted line, we're here."
Yeah, there was no changing. So yes, I didn't just, like, hey,
You weren't
there
just
was
blowing up your perfect little life.
no,
This
no,
was
I was not.
a very long time of you being like, "I need something different, I need something more, this doesn't work," and he was like, "Well, that's just too damn bad. This is
Correct.
what we doing." Yeah.
Correct, correct. And also for the people, and I know that people have the judgments and whatever, and oh, you should just leave. That is in a very perfect world, right? There is something to be said when the other person is the breadwinner. There is something to be said. You can't, let me just put this out here. You can't just go. And I couldn't take my children
Those
out of the house.
kids, you can't just leave.
Cannot just leave. I cannot take my children out of the marital house. Now, I could take the 2 boys, but I couldn't take the 2 girls.
Mhm.
So, there are a lot of different, yeah, there were a lot of different things going on. So, I love that we live in a perfect world, and people go, "Well, you should have thought about that before." I hear you and I hear that. And I can say, just like that girl, there was something I needed. I needed what I needed, and I went and I got what I needed, and that is just on period. And it's not necessarily, and it's not sex either. So let's just put
Yeah.
that out there. So, but I think, yes, I think that he's got to confront, but I think he has to be very clear going in.
'Cause there's something to be said, because 6 years.
And but also tells me they also have been together since they were babies. They were 20. Babies.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like, as someone who's been in a dating relationship for a decade, there's a very intentional reason that we are still dating and not engaged or married, right? Like, we
Right.
all know that story. It's
Yep.
the tale as old time is this point, but I don't know what their story is.
Exactly.
Is she looking, and not to defend her, right? But has there been a conversation about fiancés, marriage, kids, life, house, and he went, did
Right.
he? She's looking for, because she's like, he's not giving me what I want. Like, because it wasn't me, because I'm not that girl, and we all know this by now. But there are people out there that are like, why isn't there a ring on my
On
finger?
my finger, for
Clearly, you're
sure.
not committed. Clearly, you don't want to be with me. I'm wasting all my 20s. My eggs are drying up. The clock is ticking, and they panic. And I
Yes.
don't know if that's what's happening,
Right.
but y'all have been together a long time,
Yeah.
and something's up. And I do think that he is probably right on the money with, she's been checking him because she's feeling guilty because she's the one who's been doing the things.
Yes.
With the money, how much you want to bet that other guy's been sending her money? How much you want to bet? Because I bet good money on that.
Yeah.
'Cause why is he checking his bank transfers? That's so random.
That is. Yeah.
Tells me that something's happening with your money.
Yeah, your money. Yeah,
Or
for
he
sure. Or where are you spending your money? You know what I mean? Are you paying for hotel rooms to go see old boy? Like, what's really good? Um, it's so interesting. I am not that person. So I'm not like, oh, I'm doing dirt and now I'm gonna accuse you of doing dirt. Like I'm too busy
yeah,
in my
as you like to say, I'm staying over here in my own sandbox.
promise you. I'm not worried about what you got going on. I'm not
Yeah,
worried. You over there. I'm
yeah.
over here. Do you? I'm doing me. That's on period. Uh-uh.
Mhm,
No.
yeah. But people
And
get weird and they rat themselves out all the
they
time.
sure do. I was watching, not I'm gonna go left, but I'm gonna come back right. So
Yes,
I'm
I see.
watching 90 Day Fiance, the happily ever after.
Your fave.
And so, yes, I love. So Matt and Jasmine. So, Matt has come to Jasmine and was like, will you possibly think about marrying me? And she's like, honestly, I can't think about being with anybody at this moment. I need to take time for myself. And I was like, kudos, Jasmine. That's really good. Take a break. Stop. Think about what you really want and don't want because you're just coming out of the situation with old Gino. They get to the damn tell-all. She around here telling Gino that she don't want to be with Matt at all. I when I tell you my mouth aghast. I was
Mm,
shooketh. Excuse
mm,
and
mm.
you in this boy face talking about, well, your mother got another girl for you and you were messing with so and so before you got with me. But why does any of that
That
matter, Jasmine? If you don't really want to be with him, I don't like that no honesty business. Then be honest with that man and free him up.
yeah. Yeah.
And poor Matt was distraught. He's like, "Are you?" He started crying. He was like, and this is what
Oh,
he said. He goes, "Do you know how dumb I'm gonna look if this kid's not mine?" So he has, he was embarrassed about all that they had going on because their shit was messy as hell. And his very Christian Romanian mother ain't going for it.
throw hands.
So he put it all on the line and he really tried to change and show up differently for you, Jasmine. And he's got this baby that I'm sure she was a surprise. Ooh, not a oops, but a surprise.
Yeah.
And a oops is if I had it to do all over again, I wouldn't. And a surprise is, you know what? I wasn't expecting it, but I'm so glad that it's here now.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. Like so I don't like that. And so I hope that after he confronts her cuz he got to confront her, I hope that she's honest or that he believe in himself enough to feel like can I trust her and move on or not? And I'll be again 1,000% honest about my own situation when the time came to have the conversation about the dissolution of my marriage and he asked for another chance and he said because I was able to express all the things and he was listening to me and he was like, can we work on it? And I had to ask myself a question, and the question I asked myself is, do I believe him? Because I
Mhm.
knew that things were going to have to change and what I was going to have to give up in my life if I really wanted to make
Yeah.
this work and give it a
'Cause
last
it
shot.
wouldn't just be him changing, it would also be you having to change because we
I
gotta
have
meet
to
him.
change. Exactly. And I had to, so I was very clear about, okay. And so I asked myself, do I believe him? And the truth was, I didn't believe him. And I walked myself through, okay, what happens if I give it all up, give everything that I was doing over here, give it all up, and I go all in on this marriage and he don't do what he said he was going to do? I'm going to be so mad. I'm gonna want to hurt him. Truth
Yeah.
is, I wasn't gonna be mad at him. I was gonna be mad at myself, but I can't hurt my damn self. So I was gonna have to take it out on him. But
Yeah.
that's really what it was. And I had to know that. And the hardest part
'Cause
was
the risk wasn't worth it for you, and that's
it
how
was
you knew the relationship was no longer for you because the risk wasn't worth it.
I wasn't willing to risk it. I just wasn't. I couldn't. And so exactly that. And I was like, no, we're done here. And here's the other part. I loved him enough to free him. Because I
Yeah.
knew he wasn't gonna leave. So I could have stayed that way for 10
I was
years.
gonna say, you could have played the this and the that, and lots of people do where it's like, "Have my cake and eat it too," and you didn't, which I think, if nothing else, shows who you really are.
I would hope, you know what I mean? I still got the villain card no matter what, they put the villain label on me and I wear it cuz you got to be comfortable being the villain in somebody else's story. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
But I freed him because I knew I was never going to be to him what he wanted me to be, and I
yeah,
would free him so he could find that. And you know what? He has. And so for him, I feel like it's all wrapped up with a bow and he's where he's supposed to be.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And over there over there though.
Not over there, not over here.
Over
You got your own sandbox, my guy.
that away. You know what I mean? And I don't have a bad word to speak about his new wife and new
I
family
do.
and as an
Just kidding.
yeah. I don't not publicly anyway.
Yep.
And
And that's how Rel sees it.
for sure, but like yeah, and even when the birth of his new baby, I know who he is at his core, so I made sure to coach him through that because
I was gonna say, jokes aside, you really did.
yeah, like I showed up because I do and I fight it fight about it, but I care about that. I care about that man and
Yeah,
his well-being. It
yeah,
just we were not meant to be long term, and
yeah.
that's okay.
It is.
So he has to confront, but he should be clear about whether he believes her. What is the confrontation going to bring him? Is it going to bring him closure? Is it going to bring him peace? Or because it may not bring him anything.
And my thing is like, I feel like I want to clarify confrontation. I think for so many people looks like I'm going in for it a fight. No, 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 no. You
Not
can
at
have
all.
calm confrontation, and it's really about having a conversation about really intentional things. You're
Absolutely.
confronting a problem, and that
Correct.
problem doesn't have to be the other person. It
Nope.
can be sit down, where are we at? What's going on? You're going
Absolutely.
through mine, I'm going through yours. I saw this picture. I know you did this. You didn't tell me. You're looking at what are we doing? What's
That
going on?
exactly.
Yeah.
There's an issue and we must confront the issue. And
Mhm.
like you said, I think that so many times I think people think confrontation and they think like it's gotta be, we're fighting and I'm biting your face off. And it isn't. It's difficult because I'm nervous about the answer that I'm gonna hear. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because what if she says, yeah, I've been faking the funk and I'm not happy here? What
Yeah.
does that look like? You know what I mean? And so having to confront very difficult things because what's the dissolution of a relationship and what does that look like? And it's very hard. That shit is not fun for anyone involved.
Nope. It's so painful.
Yeah, even when you're the one that wants out. You know what I mean? Like I dreaded having to look him in his face and tell him that this isn't where
You wanna be.
I wanted to be. And and I avoided it at all costs. I tried everything not to say it. And because I did love him and I did not wanna hurt him, and that's the thing, a very difficult, painful conversation was going to come, and I was gonna be the one that delivered it. That's hard to do.
For sure. But I always challenge on the other side of that is as hard as that is and that feels like it will be, it's not even a little as hard as getting 30, 40, 50 years in and realizing that it has always been a sham. And
For
you've been
sure.
happy for a majority of your life, and you feel like you wasted all of it, and now you're in your 60s and 70s and 80s, and you just stay because what else are we gonna do?
Gonna t and that is something that's what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? And for everything, everybody, "Oh, what about the kids? What about the this? And what about" all of that, and I was willing to lose all of that because I was not going to live an unhappy life. I just for
Mhm.
him, for these kids, for nobody. Because you know what? Here's the truth, and then we going here we go, getting a little honest, real honest. Um I know what the depths of unhappiness look like, and
Mhm.
it was very, very bad, and it almost took me out, and not necessarily for his it was his fault, it was just where I was, but
Right.
that unhappiness was eating at me, and it almost took me out of here. So I will take a hard conversation, a difficult, a conflict, a confrontation. I'll take any of that over sitting in dire unhappiness. It's
Yeah.
hard to see your way out of that. So I
Mhm.
won't let anything take me there.
Very much agree.
Yeah.
I get it. All right, Relly.
We did it.
We're gonna wrap this thing up.
Right on.
54 minutes, 44 seconds, 8 p.m. Good thing we started at 6:30. We had to get a chat. And actually 6:40 because we just were both here but didn't know the other was here. So we were just sitting here waiting for each other like a bunch of schmucks. But that's just how we do it.
That's so us.
That's just how we do it. All right, internet. We shall see you next week.
Time.
If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube, follow us on the social medias.
Leave us a speak pipe.
Oh yeah, the speak pipes. We want to talk to you directly. Leave us a speak pipe. I have put the speak pipe link in all of the descriptions of all the videos. Wherever you're at, you can click on it and leave us a message, anonymous or not. We want to hear from you.
Yes.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.